What's up guys, it's CJ from smartktat.com. We already took a look at the Motorola Droid Razr in a previous video, but now it's time for the HTC Rezound to get its proper unboxing. It's the first smartphone in the US to support Beats audio technology, and since it was released before the Galaxy Nexus, it's actually the first smartphone with a 720p HD display. Wow, you know what? I actually didn't think I'd be uttering those words this year. Especially since we didn't even have Android phones with QHD displays this time last year. But I guess that's how it is in the fast-paced world of technology. Anyway, that's a 4.3-inch Super LCD display, and the device also features a 1.5 GHz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, 1 GB of RAM, 32 GB of total storage, 4G LTE connectivity, and it runs Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread with Sense 3.5. An update to Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich is scheduled for early 2012, and you can buy it now for $300 with a 2-year agreement or $650 outright from Verizon Wireless. So let's go ahead and unbox the HTC Rezound. Alright, so you've been staring at this very stealth looking black box. We have Verizon and HTC logos embossed in black. Kind of strange not to see the product name on the front, like with the Droid Razr packaging, but that's alright. If you turn it over to the side, we have HTC Rezound with Beats audio. So let's open it up. And here is the HTC Rezound. Definitely looks like an HTC handset. Let's pop it open here. Take a closer look, see how it feels in hand. Definitely a thick handset. It's actually 13.65 millimeters thick and 170 grams in weight. But unlike the Motorola Droid Razr, which is super slim at 7.1 millimeters, the HTC Rezound actually feels really great in hand. Definitely solid feeling once you grip your entire hand around it. So you can see it wraps around the sides and back much better than what we saw with the Droid Razr. Also has a soft touch battery cover, and the middle portion is textured for added grip. I also like that it has gunmetal gray trimmings and red accents along the top, bottom of the front, and back of the device. So I'm going to go ahead and power this on and leave it in the background for you guys. Let's take a look at what else comes in the box contents, or inside the box. We have iBeats headphones. I believe these actually retail for around $100, so you're definitely getting some value when you buy the HTC Rezound. Pull this out. I don't want to mess anything up here. Alright, so here we go. The iBeats headphones. Looks like we have an inline mic with basic music playback controls. And here we have the earbuds with the Beats logo right there. Turn it over to the side. It says iBeats. So premium headphones included with the HTC Rezound. It's nice to see because most of the time when you get a smartphone these days, they don't even come with basic headsets. So here you get name brand earphones. We also have a little pouch to put the iBeats headphones in. I'm assuming it has an assortment of ear tips as well. So even if you have the smallest or biggest ears, you should be able to find an option. There's a little clip included here too. So let's put this back. Monster iBeats. Soft touch feel on the bag. What else is in here? Verizon 4G LTE SIM card. And our usual instruction manuals and guides. I'm not going to open that up. And HTC pretty much includes the same power adapter and micro USB to USB charge and sync cable with all of their phones. So I won't look at those. I'll put the box off to the side. Okay, let's take a closer look at this beautiful high-res display. I'm going to slide the ring up to unlock. And this has a 4.3-inch Super LCD display with 1280 by 720 resolution and a pixel density of 342 pixels per inch. I gotta tell you, in person, this screen looks gorgeous. Everything looks very vivid and sharp, especially the lettering. You don't have any jaggies along the edges of the letters on words, or you don't have any pixelation, I should say, like you would get with some lower res screens or maybe the AMOLED displays out there. So let's load up a website here so we can take a look at that clarity. Let's actually go to smartkt.com, and I'll let it load up over 4G LTE, very fast data speeds. Page already loaded up. So let's zoom in here, get a close look at the font. You can see very, very clear. Let me zoom up to the top. Hopefully this shows up on camera. I'm going to go back to the home screen, check out the upper portion of the screen in the status bar. You can compare it to your phone at home. Alright, so let's take a look around the software. I'll swipe around, get a general idea of performance. There's that HTC 3D-ish carousel that they introduced with Sense 3.0. This one's running Sense 3.5, but it's pretty much like Sense 3.0 but with a little bit more polish, maybe some added features. I'll have to dive into that later on. Stay tuned for a full software review of this device to find out more about Sense 3.5. Let's go into the app tray. Swipe around here. We've got a vertical list or grid. Looks like we have some bloatware. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. We actually reviewed that game in full before. I believe this is a demo. Same with Let's Golf 2. Alright, let's go home. We have some customizing options. HTC is very good at supplying their users with a variety of personalization and customization options. So you can customize the lock screen, change the scene, of course apply different sounds, but more on that later. Alright, so I'm going to turn the display off and we will compare it to some other devices. So I've got the Droid Razr over here. So although the Droid Razr is a lot thinner, you can see that it's also taller and wider. Side by side. General thickness comparison there. Alright, so that's the Razr. Let's bring in the Galaxy S2. This is the Epic 4G Touch. So it's thinner, but also taller and wider. Alright, put that off to the side as well. Google Nexus S. A lot smaller here. And it's a little thinner. Then we have some HTC phones, the Evo 4G and the Evo 3D. Funny how a lot of HTC phones look very similar. They don't really change their devices too much, at least not on the front. The backs always change from different devices. So size comparisons, it looks like the Rezound is similar to the HTC Evo 3D. The Evo 3D might be less wide, about the same height. Thickness wise, the Rezound is about 1.5 millimeters thicker. Although it doesn't sort of look like it on camera, maybe because of the tapered ends of the device. So we have our usual lights and sensors on the left side. We have that red accented earpiece speaker grill, and then a 2 megapixel front-facing camera on the right side. Also have a Verizon logo right in the middle. Of course, the 4.3-inch Super LCD display, high-res screen, 720p as I mentioned earlier. On the bottom, we have our usual capacitive touch-based buttons, so home, menu, back, and search. Now it's interesting that these are actually red buttons instead of the usual white buttons that we've seen with all other HTC devices. That's going to go with our black and red Beats audio theme throughout the device. HTC logo right there. Let's look on the bottom. Here we have the battery door latch and a microphone. On the right side, we have a volume rocker, very slender volume rocker. Let's press that. Pretty easy to push. On the top, power and sleep button, along with the 3.5mm headphone jack. Let the camera focus in on that. And then on the left side, we have another microphone. And here we have an MHL port. So that's going to combine the micro USB port along with the HDMI out port into one port. Flipping over to the back side, we have the previously mentioned soft touch battery cover. Feels really nice. In the middle, it's textured. And you can see there are some slots cut out for the speaker. Let's get a close look on all that. So we have 4G LTE and Beats Audio logos. Here's the speaker. Textured area, HTC branding. And up at the top we have an 8 megapixel camera with dual LED flash, and this is capable of taking full 1080p HD video. I'll have to upload a sample of that later on. Like the Droid Incredible style tapered edges there. Let's take a look at what's under the hood. And look at that. Lots of red here. So we have the red battery and we have a semi-transparent red backing that sort of exposes what's powering this device. Really cool. And you can see here we have a 16 gigabyte micro SD card to complement the 16 gigabytes of internal storage for a total of 32 gigabytes of storage. The battery is of 1620 milliamp hours, so pretty decent sized battery there. Let's get another look at the overall back. Really digging the transparent effect. Alright, so this was the unboxing of the HTC Rezound for Verizon Wireless. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more coverage on the HTC Rezound.